Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is your first time joining me, welcome, whether you're on YouTube. And YouTube is where you would subscribe just down below here. And if you're joining me through my Facebook group, just make sure that you've given StreamYard permission in order to give access so that I know who I'm talking to. So good morning. Normally I do my sketch challenges on Saturday, but Saturday I was involved with our virtual retreat. We had a lot of fun with the ladies that joined us, lots of laughs and lots of conversation. We all got to know one another better, and those are the beauty of a virtual retreat. So today is card sketch number 139. And this one's going to be a little tiny bit different. I'm kind of excited about this one. I hope you like it. It's actually going to be a variation of this particular card will be sent out for anybody that places an order with me in the month of January. I don't send these out until after the month has ended because I found that I was getting, I know I could have better bookkeeping, but this is me. I am best to do it that way. Hello. Oh, freezing rain in Nova Scotia. Oh my goodness, Pam. That's kind of sad and that's pretty scary. So be safe. In any event, card sketch number 139. I'm excited to use some new product from the the January to April mini catalog and the celebration, and what pretty colors that I'm going to be using. And like I say, I'll be switching them up just a little bit. So let's just switch on down to my desktop here. So this is the card sketch. Easy card sketch, but there's a bit of a twist with it. In this card sketch, you can see it's a regular card base, and then I've got a piece that's 3 5/8 by 3 3/4. And then my second layer is this 1 by 3 3/4, and that's just a sentiment. But you see this line right here. This is in this particular part. I don't know. This came to me this morning. I never really do my card sketches until the morning of. I thought I was going to be able to do another one that I already had done, but it's part of a swap, and I'm not really allowed to post anything until people have started receiving it. And I just mailed it out on Friday. Hello, Barbara. So, anyways, this says cut with a cut as shown at 1 3/8. So I'm going to show you how that goes about getting done. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer and I'll show you how that part gets done. Remember to enter your name or enter a card into the Facebook group that is just down below here. And it's the Stamping with Diane Stampers group. Once a month, I pull either from the mystery challenge or the sketch challenge, and I have two draws that I do. And I hand out, if you live in Canada, I hand out a stamp set or product. And if you live outside of Canada, it's a tutorial. I just got my stamp sets in that I'm sending out to the December winners. So those will be put in the mail tomorrow. So if you're anxiously waiting for your stamp set, that's the reason why. I just got it. All right, so it's this one, and I'll show you what I'm using. I am using the Fragrant flowers. Beautiful, detailed type. Hello, Betty. Oh my goodness. Betty was with us yesterday for a virtual retreat. So, but it was great. We had some challenges and everything else. All right, so this is in the J to A catalog. Beautiful big images. If you are into coloring, into white watercolor washes, that sort of stuff, it works great. Stamping blends work great with this. But I am going to make something work for me. Now, in the celebration, if you live in Canada and you have a $60 order, you can get this piece of designer series paper, this one, and it is called the Fragrant Flowers Designer Series paper. And there's the other side of the paper. Nice neutral ones on one side and then quite flowery ones, on this side. So like I say, I am using my thank you cards for anybody that doesn't purchase. We'll be getting a variation of the card that I'm making today. Now, I want to show you a couple of things. These dies that are on here, in here do cut out certain parts of this. So this particular die will cut out this flower that is here. And there's also the one that's in the Calypso Coral and the Petal Pink. This one is Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss. So they'll cut those out. Plus you also have a die that will cut this particular one out as well. So like I say, that's what I'm using. I'm going to make this so simple. Now there's a couple of other things that are in this die cut. I haven't even put these onto my magnets, which is so, yeah, you know, Betty, you're going to love this designer series paper. It's so easy to work with. So I'll show you a couple of other parts that are on here. And I'm going to need these out, so I'm going to bring them out. There's this one that does a label, and we're going to use that one today. And plus this one. And this one doesn't cut out, but it embosses. So I'm going to show you how to work with that as well. So I've gone ahead and I've cut this one out and I've cut this one out. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with those as well. Now I have the Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss is what I'm using. So like I say, you can see that I've already gone ahead and cut those two pieces out. Now I've cut my my sentiment label out on this particular one, but I'm going to show you, sometimes it's easier, instead of lining up your card like this, is to actually stamp first and then cut out. So that's what we're actually going to do with this particular one. We're going to stamp first and then cut out. And then I'm also going to show you how to use that particular one there. But for this particular card, like I say, a little bit different for a card sketch. It's not something that I normally do. This cut is at 1 3/8. So I am going to do this. This is it's going to be a portrait card, and I want it down at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this up here, and up at the top part here, I'm going to line it up at 1 3/8. And then I'm going to take my cutting blade, put it onto the score line, and just cut like this. Like I say, I'm doing this totally different than what I've ever done before on a card sketch. And I've never really done this before. For some reason, I accidentally cut something this morning, and mistakes are amazing. Because with mistakes, sometimes what you do is you can create other opportunities. And that's exactly what happened with this. Hello, Tina and Diana. And Barbara, oh my, I'm in love with that stamp set. Yes. And this stamp set it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Anyways, so I've got that cut ahead of time. I've got those cut. I have a front piece here. I should also have a piece that's on the inside. So let's see. So like I say, it's a tiny bit different. So we have one piece that is cut at, this one's going to go like this, and same with the inside piece is going to go on here like that. But let's go ahead and just do a couple of other things. So I have my mini cut and emboss, and I want to show you what happens with this. I thought on the front of this card, I thought it would look nice with embossing on the front, but when I remembered that it had this is what I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I've got my mini cut and emboss. Now you're going to treat this like a cut. So I'm coming in with my plates. Now I do something a little bit different, is I will use, I don't use my number 1 plate sometimes. I go ahead and I use my number 3 plate. So I'm going to go ahead, put my number 3 plate on there. I'm going to go ahead and put a number 2 on there. I'm going to put this on here, and we're just going to, it's going to go through. You're going to have to be very careful. And I'm just going to put this on here. And all it's going to do is give like an embossed impression on there. So see how that works on there. And then I'm also going to come down and I'm going to do that on the other side. And I'm going to have it come off a little bit off Ooh, I don't know if I can have that come off the paper a little bit. No, I won't be able to. We'll just move it around a bit. And I'll just run that through. So for cutting and that, I find using the gray plate, the light gray plate, is sometimes easier. All right, so again, see how I've got that impression on there. All right. So that part is actually going to go up here on this part of the card, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the bottom first. Kind of scrunch that in there. You know, if you ever run into that and you've got ridges and that sort of stuff, take your bone folder and just flatten that part out. Hello, Marilyn. Yes. Okay, so we've got that. That's going to go on the inside as well. So we've got those two pieces. Like I say, I have the words that could go on here, but I'm thinking to myself that what I want to do is show you to stamp on here. So I'm coming in with the Blackberry Bliss. This is a new stamp set. I have to be very careful because I can get inky fingers. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this up. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it on here. And see, it kind of has a bit of a, this would have been great to do with the Stamparatus. But you know, I don't mind that like that. Let's see, I think it's a stamp set that's like that. Let me just try that on here. Not really. So let me just, I'll give you another hint of what you can do when you have stamps that don't quite stamp. And this is kind of around the first time that I've used this. So I'm just going to come in there. And we're going to try this again. I'm coming in with an eraser. This is an art eraser. And I'm just going to rub that over my stamp set. And then I'm going to come back in and clean that stamp set off. And let's see if that stamps a little bit better. Whoops. There we go. So let me just get that back on there straight. And let's try that again. And see if we can get it stamped better. See, it works better. So I'm going to come back in. I think I'll stamp it on the opposite side. Hopefully we've got enough room with that die. And I'm just going to go in, stamp that. And see, just by using that eraser, what that's done is it's made that stamp better. So that's just a hint for you that if that's something that you have issues with, your stamp kind of missing, is make sure it's good and clean, and then just come in and use the eraser and then clean it off. Now I've got a bunch of halos on here. I'm going to see if this works. If I can get this straight. If not, then what I'll do is I'll cut this out with the die cut. There we go. Good. Now, because I'm going to be doing these as my thank you cards, I'm probably going to use my Stamparatus, and I'll use it with like a template in there as well. All right, so we have that. Now we can go ahead and start putting our card together. Now, my purpose of this cut is so that it's actually going to go right to the base of the inside of the card, because I don't want all of it to open up. Sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a different type of card. So it's just going to go like this. Just going to line that up like that. And then it's going to be like there. So this piece here is going to go onto the front here. Just like so. Now that doesn't quite look right. I think this is the better size for it. It is. So I'm going to cut this one down, actually. It's probably the one that wasn't cut down. So my pieces, like I say, in my sketch here, it is 3 3/8 by 3 3/4. So this will be, see, that's just a tiny bit more. I'm going to try to cut that 3 3/4. No, it won't work. 3 5/8 or 3 5/8. Yeah, so let's just go into the 3 5/8. That's right there. And then look at that. And 3 3/4. Yeah, it's just off by a bit. There we go. Now it'll look better. So that piece is going to go right there. Excuse me. Hello, Kay. To cling to the block, yes, there is. Now, in your package, and really, this is something that maybe one day I should go and show. In your package of your stamps that you get this, and this is a cling sheet. I do not put these on because I usually sell my clings. But what you do is you turn around, take this off, and you're going to put it onto your stamp, your coordinating stamp. These cling. This is very, very sticky. And when you put this on the back of your stamp, it's very sticky and it will stick to your block. The one word of caution is that you have to take it off your block right away. If you take it off your block right away, it's fine. Mine tend to stay on my blocks for a while, and then they're harder to get off. I don't put these on my stamps because I sell my stamps once they're retired. So that way I don't have to worry about them not that they'll stick really good for everybody else. Now, because I did that cutting, and that's a little rough, just took my, and you've seen me use a painter's sanding block a few times. I just did that to run it so that it would take that frayed edge away. Right. So like I say, totally different card, but I'm liking it. I'm just going to put this down here. And then on this piece here, I'm going to just go, and I think I'll put it this way on there. And we're going to put that on with dimensionals. And we don't want this dipping or anything like that. So we want to make sure that we do that. There. And we can just take these off. So Kay, I don't know if you caught that at the beginning of the video, but your stamp set will be in the mail tomorrow that you earned. Okay, so I'm going to put it this way. And then this thanks is going to go down here. And like I say, the card's not going to completely open. So I'm going to use my dimensionals on here as well. Just something different for my customers, right? It's just going to go like this. Now this color I'm using is the Fresh Freesia. Make sure that that's centered. It's pretty good. And then this piece here is going to go on the inside. And I thought it would be really nice to just have that. Normally I like putting it on that side, but I think for the purpose of this card, I'm going to put it on this side. And I'm going to move it up in such a way that maybe I can keep most of that, and it's going to, I'm going to see if I can Just like that. Like that. Now, is that going to need to... Nope, see, I'll be able to use that just down there like that, and then you can do your writing there. Whoops. Look at that. Whoops, look at that. I'm just going to come in with my sponge. And then now we can just... the middle there. Now, I was thinking that that was going to catch it, but it didn't. So I'm just going to trim off this little bit here. There we go. And this is a little crooked. There we go. And then the beauty of this is then what you can do is you can dress it up. Okay, I don't usually do a Sunday morning card. And the reason I don't on Sunday mornings is I usually do it on Saturdays. But next weekend, because of the virtual launch, I'm also going to be doing it on Sunday. So this is the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon. You know, did you know that this color is retiring? Oh, it's good. I'm going to miss it. It's one of the in colors that's retiring this year. So I'm thinking I'm going to just put that down here. We'll come in with a glue dot. But I do switch between Saturday and Sunday depending if I have any events. And I have a few events coming up. So yes, I will be doing my sketch challenges on Sundays. All right, so that's just going there. And then we don't really have any embellishments that go with this. And I was at a friend's place and we saw, and these are so current. I saw these, and these are those pastel pearls. And I thought, you know what? These ones here will go just great with it, or even these ones. So I'm just going to go in and use those. I think these ones will be okay. See how nicely that goes? See, I'm going to put that there, and I'm just going to move this one up a bit. And then we'll just put another one because you always want to go in threes, right? And you know what? There's no reason why I can't put one down here. So there's my thank you card for anybody that orders in the month of January. They'll be sent out at the end of January, beginning of February. And that goes along with this card sketch. So don't forget to enter into the card sketch. But there's the thank you card. Totally different type of a card, right? In any event. Okay, so let's see what else is happening. Tomorrow I will be live. I will tell you, tomorrow I am using this designer series paper again, and I'm going to be making a 3D project tomorrow, which is something that's very easily duplicatable. You could do it yourself. And we would be able to, it's kind of a fun project, but it is using this beautiful designer series paper. And it actually was on my Instagram last week, but anyways, you're going to be able to see that tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific time. Remember, you can always watch on a replay. Remember to give me the thumbs up, share my videos. I really do appreciate that. That's one of the highest forms of a compliment that you can make. And if you do live in Canada and you're not working with a demonstrator, I'd love to work with you. Like I say, I do have a fair amount of different perks. I give away tutorials when I remember. I always have tutorials to give away. And anyways, yeah, don't forget to enter your card using this card sketch. We have up until the end of January, and you could possibly win either a tutorial or a stamp set. In any event, thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific. Bye for now.